What's up guys, it's 2021 and here's what we're going to talk about today. Should you invest in a property now that the coronavirus is behind us? 2020 was one of the worst years in human history, that's what everybody's saying, but should you invest in a property now that it's behind us? Interest rates are at an all-time low, there are way less houses on the market. Does this mean that you should buy a property or does this mean you should wait it all out? So at the beginning of the year, there were tons of people that made videos about how there's going to be an impending mortgage crisis, that there are going to be people who can't pay their bills, that there are going to be houses that just are literally burning. Like, just look anywhere on YouTube and look up 2021 real estate. You're going to see people with videos about how the market is going to crash. But in this video, I wanted to dive a little bit deeper into that and talk about all of the opportunities that you have right now, unlike any other time, to invest in real estate. So 2021, I believe, is actually a good year that you could buy specifically a rental property or even flip your first house. So let's first jump into rental properties. One of the reasons I believe a rental property is one of the best things you can buy in 2021 as your investment is because the interest rates are so low. They have consistently dropped from the beginning of 2020 all the way to now, where you can actually get an interest rate below 2.4%. I mean, that's like practically free money. When I bought my first property 3 years ago, I got a 4.5% interest rate, and I thought that was amazing at the time. Like, I thought this money was free. I was like, this is so great. I have an interest rate below 5%. Now I just refinanced my first triplex into a 2.46 interest rate, and it is going to save me $370 a month. So let's break this down a little bit. I have a $370 a month saving on my existing rental property, where my rents have increased over the course of 3 years. So I'm actually collecting more money on my property than I was 3 years ago, and I'm gonna be paying $370 less per month on that property. So the difference of me buying that property 3 years ago to now is a net positive over $500 because my rents have gone up and my payment has gone down. So I'm making $500 more a month on my property for literally doing nothing other than refinancing my property into a lower interest rate and increasing the rents year over year. $500 a month, that is $6,000 a year. And over the course of 3 years, that's almost $20,000 of savings that I'm gonna be collecting more money, $20,000 over 3 years since I've owned this property than before because the interest rates are so low. Here's why I think you should do this in 2021. If you were to go about getting an FHA loan or a conventional 5% down loan, these interest rates are coming in below 2.5%. I don't personally believe it's going to get any lower than that, but I also thought that when it was at 2.9%. It could get lower. I have no idea. It's just so crazy that if it got lower, take advantage of this, okay? All I'm saying is the interest rates are so low right now that if you can get your hands on a low down payment, you can acquire a rental property where the rents are still at a high market value, where you're going to be able to cash flow even more on a property than you would have been able to years ago. That's the first thing, is rental properties. I think it's one of the best times that you can buy a rental property really in human history. Like, you can seriously cash flow very well right now, especially if you're in the Midwest or you're in states where the rentals aren't crazy, like California or New York City. I wanted to talk a little bit more about flipping in this video as well, and why flipping a house could be one of the best things you do in 2021. Because, like I said, the interest rates are so low. People are willing to pay more for a great house. And because, like I talked about earlier with all these videos online about how there's less houses on the market, so don't buy a house, or, you know, the doom that's gonna happen, the crash and burn of houses, all that, right? Here's the thing. There are less houses on the market, okay? There are less good houses on the market, and there are less really, really good flipped houses on the market right now. So what does that mean? It means that there is a way higher demand for these flipped houses because the supply is so down. I just talked to a guy who told me he was gonna flip this house, okay? He had this house, he was gonna flip it for $275,000. He decided that he was gonna list it for $299 because there were no other good flipped houses in that area. Then he decided he was gonna list it for $325 just to throw it out there to see if he's gonna get a buyer, because he was the nicest house in the entire area because nobody flipped it in 2020. He just got an offer for $335 on this house. So he went from $275 to $335 just because there are so few great flipped houses in the market right now compared to where it normally is. So if you can get your hands on a house that you want to flip, do a really good job, you're going to be able to actually list that house for a higher market value than what you maybe have normally thought you could list that house for, and then even potentially get in a bidding war and sell that house for even higher because the demand is there, the supply is down, and the interest rates are so low. People are looking at this going, well, my $335 house that I would have paid $300 for, it's the same payment because the interest rates were at 4%, but now they're at 2.5%. So the buyers out there are willing to pay more than they originally would have for a house because the interest rates are so low. I say all that to say, if you've been wanting to flip a house, there are people who want to invest that you can get money from to help you flip that house right now more than ever. The houses, there are not that many houses out there that people have flipped and done a good job, and there are just as many people out there that want to buy a really nice house because of COVID. All of that entire formula together means it is a great opportunity for you to flip a house and make a very decent amount of money in this time. In reviewing this video, I do believe that looking at 2021 in the past few months here, there is a great opportunity for you to buy a rental, cash flow more than you originally could have, and I think there's a great opportunity for you to flip a house right now because the interest rates are so low, the demand is high, and the supply is low. This is one of the best times in history. I highly suggest you look into it. If you've already thought about it, I think you should take action, do it now, lock it in while the interest rates are low. As always, thanks so much. Please like this video, write a comment. I'd love to see what you guys have to say. I'll do anything you need me to help you out. Just comment on this video, hit that notification bell, whatever you want to do, super helpful. Thanks so much, and see you.